Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm so glad that we are together yet again, eager to make some other sumptuous meal or add to our menus. Thank you so much for viewing, thank you so much for subscribing, thank you so much for telling friends and sharing links. And for those of you that are just watching, thank you for watching. I know one day you'll subscribe and be able to get the videos as and when they upload. Today I'm going to be making egg rolls. These are very easy to make. All you need is some eggs and we start off from there. Let me show you what is going to help me make those egg rolls. Now, to make those egg rolls, we are going to need some milk, some flour. As you can see, we are going to need some butter for those of you who can get butter, or margarine for those of you that have margarine at home. This is about 100 grams. Now, I've used 100 grams because my egg rolls are quite many, but if you have few to make, then you don't have to stress. Even 50 grams of butter, of margarine, would be good enough. Now, we will need also 3 eggs. These ones, I'll show you what to do with them. But then, the main thing is these eggs. Now, as you can see, mine are many. That is why my ingredients are going to be more than many of your ingredients would be. Now, if your servings are few, go ahead and cut down on these ingredients. I'm going to get my eggs first and boil them for about 15 minutes. As they boil, I'll take you around to see more of my videos. As the eggs are boiling, we are going to need some baking powder. This is 1 teaspoon and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, some nutmeg and ginger. These will help, ginger will help give our egg rolls that kick. It will be some bit of excitement to our egg roll. And the nutmeg will give it that nice flavor. So what we'll do is start off with our dry ingredients, mixing them as the eggs are boiling. Once the eggs are ready, we will be able to cool them and then take it off from there. Now, these are 3 cups of flour. As you saw, I have quite a number of eggs that I'm going to work with. So that is why I have more flour in here to help cover up all my egg rolls. Now I'm adding salt to my flour. These are the dry ingredients. I'm adding some baking powder. As usual, this also menu is easy. That is why I thought of adding it to our recipes, because it's easy to make at home and you don't need a lot of ingredients. Nutmeg is optional as well. Some people have their egg rolls when they're plain. So if you find yourself without nutmeg, if you don't know where, and you're in Uganda, where to find nutmeg, like I said, look up my videos, my previous videos. In the archives, you'll be able to find where I buy the spices in bulk, which state they are in, and how I handle them from there. And you'll be able to have nutmeg at home. Otherwise, find it in shops, and then you'll be able to enjoy these meals with these ingredients. Now, the dry ingredients are all set. Time for me to mix them up. I'm going to use my spatula to do this. Now, I'm mixing my dry ingredients. If you have flour and you don't trust the state it's in, please sift it first so it can work for you very well. I already sifted my flour, so it's good to go. Now I'm trying to mix all my ingredients together and then create a hole in the middle of my mixture, so that the baking powder is all over, and the nutmeg, the salt and ginger. This will help balance out my egg rolls. Now I'm creating a hole in the middle so that I can add my wet ingredients. Now the very first wet ingredient that I'm going to deal with is the eggs. I have 3 here, but for starters I will use 2, because these 2 are going to go in the mixture. Now I'm doing it in a separate bowl because normally when we break eggs, there are bits that break off and you don't want to be fishing for them, for the broken shells in your mixture. So you do it separate and then add it to the dry ingredients after. I'm going to whisk my egg so that I can add it to the mixture. Now I'm using this to whisk. If you don't have it and you have a fork, that is also a good one. It can do the job very well. Now once you're happy with the way your egg is, you can introduce it to your dry ingredients. I think this is good. Time for me to add it to the dry ingredients. Now my eggs have been beaten. I'm adding flour. I'm adding margarine or butter, for those of you who have butter, to the mixture. This is about 105 grams because I'm making 14 egg rolls, so I need to use relatively the same amount of margarine. But if you're doing for few, say like it's just you and a friend, just you and 2 kids, you can just gauge and do accordingly. Now I'm going to use my spatula to mix the margarine with the flour. Say like you're using butter, it's the same thing. Whatever it is you're using, you just mix so they get to know each other very well. Now when you're done, you still create that hole in the middle and add the wet ingredients. As you can see, I've still maintained my hole, so I'm going to put the eggs. These are 2 eggs as you saw. And then some milk. Not all the milk is added at the same time because you don't want a wet dough, neither do you want a hard dough. So you need to keep on pouring gradually until you get that desired consistency of your dough. And once it's achieved, there you have it. You just go ahead and do the next thing. Now I'm going to knead using my hands so that I'm certain that I've mixed well my ingredients and achieved that dough that I want, that is not sticky on my hands. So if you didn't know how to make egg rolls, you're welcome. You can add it to your menu. Now, as you can see, my dough is gotten softer. Now, don't over knead your dough, it becomes tough. Mine is done. Once you see it is more together, then it's good time for you to stop kneading and cover it. Now we are going to cover ours for about 10 minutes as we work on the eggs and make sure our eggs are cooled, and then we break them up from the shell so that we can start preparing to use them for the next step. And while we do that, these ones will be resting as well, and the dough will be coming more together. I'm using clear fill, but if you don't have it, you can just cover up your dough in anything that you have and let it sit for about 10 minutes. That should be good enough for your dough. So I'll let this sit as I prepare the eggs. Now guys, my eggs are ready. They've been on fire, but I cooled them down with tap water. You've got to let them have a run with tap water so that they cool easily and you're able to peel them easily minus getting stuck on the shell. So what I'm doing now is opening the shells of the eggs as my dough sits for 10 minutes. So as you can see, there is no time wasted. So because I was kneading the dough, my eggs were boiling, and while the dough is resting and binding itself together, I'm breaking up my eggs and preparing for the next step. So by the time I'm done peeling the 14 eggs, my dough will have rested for the 10 minutes and will be ready for me to use. So right now I'm just peeling. And as you can see, this is easy to do at home and it does not take long. Tops would be 30 minutes. Why? Because the eggs have got to boil for 15 minutes. Now I've finished peeling my eggs. They are ready for the next step. Now time for me to bring back my butter and knead it. But before I knead, I'm going to divide it into 14 or 12 cuttings. That way I will be able to make egg covers for my egg rolls. Now what I'll do is divide this into 4 and then divide it again later to get all 12 cuttings that I need. Now what you see, these black dots are the nutmeg that I put in my pastry so it doesn't come off plain. Now this has given me 3. Remember I said I wanted 12. I wanted 14, but I'll do 12 because 12 later will give me the extra that I need. That is 6. This is 10. This is 13. So the remainder I'll add to this one, which is small. Now time for me to flatten and see how I can get the 14 and knead it out so that I get the 14 pastries that I need for the 14 eggs. So if you're going to do 6 egg rolls, you need this to be divided into 6 so that each egg roll has its own dough that it's going to use to wrap around the egg. Now as you can see, my hands are dry, but because my dough is ready for use, it's not sticking. And that's what will help me be able to make nice egg rolls. So if you've been wondering how are those done, when you see them in supermarkets or in shops or restaurants, guys, this is how they do it. And as you can see, it's not complicated. This is something you can try at home with the least amount of ingredients. As you can see, I've been able to get the 14 doughs that I need for my 14 egg rolls. Now time for me to go to the next stage. Now you get a little bit of flour if you want, and then time for you to spread out your pastry. Not so much, but just big enough that your egg can fit and do a nice wrap. As you can see, this is big enough for my egg to wrap, because you sit the egg in the middle. So I'll set this on the side and do another one until all my dough is done, and then I can wrap my eggs all in one go and keep myself from rolling and wrapping at the same time. So what you can do is, first of all, knead all your dough and then just get with the wrappings after that. I can set this on the side and just be quick about my dough. This shouldn't take long, and like I said, it depends on the number of servings that you have. I have 14 eggs, so that means I have 14 wrappings. So as I spread out, I need to count and know that all my 14 eggs are covered. Now this is my last dough and I'm done kneading it. So you get it off the board, get your egg and put it in there and then wrap it. This, you make sure you seal it off, because if you don't and it gets to the oil, that this thing knows how to split and then it will open up and your egg will be exposed. You want it to stay inside intact. So once you've done wrapping your egg inside, this is how you try and make a circle and do a good wrap with your egg roll. Now you do this to all your pastry, your dough that you have made, and to all the eggs that you have. That's where the number of egg rolls you want comes in. If you want many, then you have to do this over the many times of egg rolls that you want. Now I have 14, so I have to do this 14 times. And once I've got the perfect circle and I'm sure my egg is in there safe, I let go of that one and get another one. And do the same thing until I have a perfect egg roll. Now, guys, this is how my egg rolls look. Time for me to break up an egg. You can fry them the way they are, but sometimes if you don't dip them in eggs, they tend to open. So I'll cover mine with one egg just to make sure they are properly sealed, and the egg will also add on the outlook. My egg roll will look better if I rub it with an egg on top. Now I'm whisking my egg just to make sure it's nicely mixed. As my oil is on fire, because I'm going to deep fry my egg rolls, the heat is on medium-low heat. So as the oil is getting ready, also my last minute things are going on, which is the beating of the eggs and dipping of my egg rolls in there. Now I'll get my egg, dip it in and then take it out, making sure it's drained of all the eggs, but it's covered everywhere. I can do this and directly put in the oil, or I can do and let it sit. So what I'll do is dip the first two and check on the oil. If it's ready, then I should be able to just fry. It's got to be medium-low heat so that your egg roll has a time to get ready. If it is too hot, your egg roll will burn and yet it's not ready on the inside. So you need to ensure the oil is ready for your egg roll when it comes. I'm using my hands. As you can see, this dough is soft. It could easily give up on me and then expose my egg, and then the egg touches the hot oil and it will be a whole mess. So I'm using my hands to drain and to turn. I was going to use the brush, but the brush may fail to get to every corner since the egg roll is seated on the tray. You do this to all your egg rolls and check on your oil to see if it is ready and just fry after that. Now I'm checking on my oil to see if it is ready. If it brings bubbles around the skew, then it is ready, but if it takes long, then it's not ready. As you can see, it is ready because I'm using the medium low heat. I don't want to burn my egg rolls, so I'm going to put them in gently, making sure I don't get burnt. It is safe for me, and you should be doing the same at home. Careful not to burn yourself. Now I'm just stirring to make sure they are golden brown on all sides, but I don't have to worry about them being golden brown a lot because my oil is plenty. They've actually submerged, so you ensure when you're making egg rolls you have enough oil, or you get a smaller pan that can be able to increase the volume of your oil, because if it's smaller, then if your container of pan is smaller, then the volume of your oil will increase and you'll be able to have your egg rolls submerged. I'm just looking for a golden brown color as I flip them over so that it's all golden brown, not some bits and pieces. And once it's that, then they are good to take out. Remember, the egg is already boiled. I'm now looking just at the dough that I've just made turning brown. Now I've been doing this for about 2 minutes. I'm giving them about an extra minute, then I'll drain them out. And I've already prepared my tray and napkin on there to ensure they are oil free in case they are not properly drained by the spatula that I'm using to take out. So you can do the same when you're trying this at home. Do you see that color? This is the color we've been looking for. So time for me to take them out. That's the color I was looking for, nice and crispy on the out and yet soft. A lot of goodness in there, guys. You're welcome to join us and we enjoy together these egg rolls. Now these will be ready for plating when the rest of them are done. Now guys, these are our last and we will be plating from here. As you can see, they've turned brown. Sure deal that they are crispy, and my people are going to love these. Each time we make them, they are excited. Trust me, if you try making them at home, you will not be disappointed at the results and the excitement in the house. So simple, and yet they bring great joy. As you can see, these are ready for taking out. You want that color that is attractive. if it comes to eating, because remember we eat with our eyes before we eat with our mouth. So I would love to eat this, and I'll take it out. Guys, this is how our egg rolls look. I hope they look as good as they look in person, because what I'm looking at is lovely, and I know it's going to bring great joy to the faces of those that are going to enjoy them. Trust me, you also. Guys, this is how I would plate my egg rolls. I hope you like what you see. You can go ahead and plate yours different, but this is how mine looks. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoy making it at home. If you could tell a friend and share the video so that the subscribers can grow, that will make me very glad, and we'll be able to make more videos so that we can have a nice festive season. Bye bye.